Bring in Alan Nuckman, Chief Market Strategist at BullseyeOption.com. Alan, you're looking at Sunpower this morning as your bounce back trade because this thing is like dead on the mat right now.
A snapback attack. That's what I'm looking for here. But
okay.
Let's talk about.
You sure you're not looking for a snapback hat?
Looking at it, we've had some good plays where we sold into some strength here, even though the market has had some stocks that have taken some pause. We had Bristol-Myers, Hewlett-Packard, Cisco, Valet 2 weeks ago, and WB we talked about on Monday was dead on the mat, and it bounced 10% from 32 to 35. So, there's a lot of opportunity here, as I always say. Sunpower is just the next one. It's bad enough to buy. So we've seen this bullish divergence, which I look for when it makes new lows, made new lows on Wednesday, and the volatility did not make new highs. So that's usually a sign that a bottom base is near. And it's been trading between 20 and 30 for 9 full months.
Okay, so if it does start to bounce, Alan, I mean, you got some distance here for it to reclaim, given that it was as high as 57. I mean, even 35 in the last run-up in October seems like a long ways from here. What's the evidence that that's going to happen, though? I mean, we're down another 3% this morning. We made a low 2 days ago.
Right. Again, it's about that bullish divergence. That's usually a sign that the sellers have run out of strength. So we're not continuing to make new highs in volatility. So the fear factor has slowed, even though the price has extended. This stock is 70% off last January's top, down 40% in 1 year, and is down 10% in 2022 itself. So I don't have to be precise because I'm using longer-term options. A great example of that is what we did in Intel. Remember Intel trade we did back, I think, in October? It got hammered, absolutely hammered. The Intel went down and made new lows. Well, we've seen a comeback climb, and that option's almost at break even. So that's the way you can play using options. So I'm looking at a June 15 call. Sunpower hasn't been to 15 since November of 2020. I have the right to be long 15, which is much lower than it is even now, and that option's trading for about 550. It's got 5 full months of time, a 75 delta, and again, this is the way to get a bottom, not to try and pick a bottom, buy in the shares, and then hoping that this is the low. I've got a June play to see how it reacts, just like Weebio did last week. It made a bottom and bounced after that bullish divergence.
Okay, you're right. Weibo got the bounce up from 27 to 32. Okay, so Alan, I hear you where you're giving yourself some breathing room, right, as you buy the in-the-money call. You can let it slip a little bit further before it has to turn around. What, in terms of the broad market, though, do you need to see before you stop using the, bounce back trade, right? Because that's the trade that works best in an up market. Is there anything that we could do technically, broadly speaking, to where the bullish trades will go on hold, or do you have a lot of confidence that this is just a short-term little breather we're taking?
I have confidence this is, again, profit-taking until proven otherwise.
Okay.
My man did a whole segment on, this market. And again, it's only the tech sector that's had this pullback, and we're only a few days into 2022. So I'm looking for this as another opportunity. It's not broad-based. It's some profit-taking. And we've seen this again and again. You want to buy at support. So again, looking at Sunpower, that level of support is 20 on a weekly basis, between 20 and 30 for 9 months. 25 is the midpoint magnet. So if we get to 25, this option does very, very, very well. And that's just a modest move. But that's the idea behind this stock substitution strategy. If you have a 15 call and the stock moves to 25, that option's going to double in value from where it is right now. And that's not asking for a whole lot, considering this stock is 70% off the high. So I like where we stand right now. And we've talked about interest rates over and over and over. Even if, I saw some numbers this morning, somebody said that they're looking for 4 hikes this year instead of 3, that would bring the grand whopping total to 1%. Okay? 1%. Let's put that in perspective.
I like that. Goldman Sachs, by the way, with the 4 hike call. I like the optimism, Alan. I like the buying of in-the-money calls and beating down names. But for this one, you're starting to go against the curve here because we got new lows today in the green energy ETF. Beware. Alan, you're in a rocky territory for expensive solar companies.
After that, and then the week after that, and then the week after that.
Okay. All right. We'll keep checking back. Appreciate it. Alan, Chief Market Strategist at bullseyeoption.com.